I would like, if I may, to take you on a strange journey. Hi, I'm Cornelius, but everybody calls me Lil Beezus. I am 7 3/4, and I'm not like the other kids. For one thing, my mom is white, and my dad is black. One time, somebody said,
"Well, what does that make you?"
Beige. Duh. Sometimes people don't see what's right in front of them. There are only 2 mixed kids at my school, and I'm one of them. The other one is in 5th grade, so we don't hang out. I gotta represent. For another thing, I don't get a lot of screen time. All my friends look at a screen for like half their life, but I don't have a phone yet, obviously, and I'm only allowed on the computer for 1 hour a day. If I do go on the computer, I play Fortnite, or I look at funny videos, like the pumpkin spice guinea pigs. Pumpkin. It cracks me up. I really like a pointy face. A guinea pig face always comes to a point. When you don't have a lot of screen time, you have to figure out stuff to do. You got to use your imagination. I spend a lot of time outside. I read books. I pretend a lot. I invent things. I notice things because I'm actually looking at the world. And I feel things. So, I'm sort of having a midlife crisis. Everyone knows that life really begins when you get to high school, and I'm halfway there. The world is so weird right now, and everybody seems really disconnected. Like the other day, this guy was on the street corner with a big sign that said, "I am a sinner." He really looked like he was trying to tell everybody something. But the cars just kept going right by him. They didn't stop or ask him questions or anything. That guy was not being seen. But I saw him, and I had some questions. My mom said this was a big conversation, and we probably should give it more time than it takes to get to school. She said we could talk about it that weekend, but I couldn't wait. So, with my hour of screen time, I looked up sinner. There was all these enormous words and concepts and things, and I'm smart, but that was too much. Here's the gist. Be ashamed if you make a mistake. According to the Catholic Church, there are 7 deadly sins. 7. Deadly. They will allegedly kill you fatally, real bad. I'm not Catholic, but now I'm nervous, because I know I've done some of them. Maybe we can break this down. I'll go through it with you, and we can figure out if I'm doomed. Greed is when you want stuff. Lots of stuff. More stuff than you need. More stuff than anybody else. People will even take other people's stuff. Some people are so afraid that they don't have enough stuff that they will steal stuff. But I don't get that. Because if people don't trust you, people don't like you. And if people don't like you, they won't come to your birthday party or sit with you at lunch or play Fortnite with you. And then honestly, what's the point? Okay, so say you get all the stuff. You have stacks on stacks on stacks of stuff. Are you more important now because of the stuff? Aren't you the same person you were before the stuff? And where are you going to put all the stuff when you die? You can't take it with you. Hashtag profound catchphrase. I don't have a lot of stuff. We don't have a lot of money, but I do a lot of stuff, and I have a lot of fun. And I have people who love me. I think that's the kind of stuff I want. And there's plenty of that to go around. If I want stuff, you know what I do? I make it. Hey y'all, it's little Beezus with a smooth jam. I wanted to seize this opportunity to talk to you about what I like to do.
I'm crafty.
You got your scissors and your glitter glue, your acrylic gems, I got 'em too. You're sitting in the backyard lounging in the sun with a glass of lemonade and a
Hot glue gun.
You can make all kinds of things people didn't even know they wanted. Yo, so don't be daunted. Crafting is very therapeutic. You can make all kinds of... Wait, I'm gonna need another glue stick. You just need space like your mama's garage. Don't even get me started on decoupage.
Mod Podge.
It's the most amazing substance painted on things that makes them shiny. Wow, that didn't rhyme. I got distracted with my hot glue gun, and I acted like a crafter, son. 'Cause I am one. Lil Beezus.
Get crafty.
Lil
Get
Beezus.
crafty.
Lil
Get
Beezus.
crafty.
Lil Beezus. Wrath is extreme anger, not just annoyed or aggravated or irritated or mad. Extreme anger, like rage. Now, there's a difference between when you feel wrath and when you do wrath, and it's a slippery slope. I think that wrath, the feeling, happens to everybody. The last time I was super wrathful, it was on Thursday. There's this girl in my class named Isabella. She is so smart and so funny. But she does stuff her way, and that's a little different from everybody else. Me and Mei Ling and Javier sit with her at lunch. She always has a really interesting food that she'll let us try. Some of us have never seen it before. Like, I tried sushi and amadames. They were fun. And tofu. No, thank you. And hearts of palm. One time, she had tuna salad and egg salad mixed in with her macaroni salad. Everybody thought that was gross, but I loved it so much. She doesn't have a lot of friends, but I think that she likes to be by herself a lot because it takes a long time for her to explain what she's thinking, and I think it's easier for her to just talk to herself. Anyway, Thursday, Isabella had a portobello sandwich, by the way. We were on the playground, and we convinced Isabella to go down the slide with us. Now, sometimes you can convince her, and sometimes you can't. But today, we could. And we have a whole routine. She likes the routine. The routine is that me and Javi go first. We wait at the bottom to catch her, just in case, and Mei Ling is behind her so she won't get scared going up the ladder. When she gets to the top, she has to tap the slide 16 times before she goes down. That's very important. It's a routine, 16 times, or else she'll get scared. Well, Thursday, Rudy messed it all up. Rudy is the kind of person that you do not want to invite to your birthday party. He would smash the cake. On Thursday, Rudy actually pulled Mei Ling off the ladder and climbed up behind Isabella. Then, when she had only gotten to 11 taps, he said,
Hurry up, stupid!
and pushed her down the slide. I remember this in slow motion. Her scream was so loud and her face was so scared. I really didn't like how scared she was. We did everything to keep her from being scared, and here she was, coming down the slide with the scaredest face I ever saw. Javi caught her at the bottom, and she was crying so hard, and then I looked up, and there was Rudy. Now, I know I was feeling wrath. I was hot and shaking. I was so mad at him that I almost wanted to cry. But this is where I did a wrath. Somehow, Rudy's face slid right down the slide into my fist. And I wasn't sorry, not one bit. Of course I got in trouble, because teachers never see the thing that happens first. They always turn around right when you react to the thing that happened first. Rudy's nose was bleeding, so he had a pretty good case. Nobody could see Isabella's soul bleeding, so even though Javi and Mei Ling backed me up, I had to apologize and go to the reflection room. Upon further reflection, here's what I figured out. Everybody has a right to feel safe, and nobody should hurt somebody else on purpose. If you feel a wrath coming on, try to put it all in your words and not in your hands. It is important for the wrath to get out. You don't want to keep it in, but it probably shouldn't land on somebody else's nose. If you are somebody like Rudy, who has figured out a way to put all your wrath in other people's souls, well, you are not invited to my birthday party. And that makes me sad for you. And finally, no matter what, protect the Isabellas in your life, even if you have to go to the reflection room. To be or not to be, that is the question that's perplexing me. Lend me your ears, I know your eyes can see what fools these mortals be. Humankind has had these problems since the dawn of time. I know I'm not the first one on this planet to be saying it, but by the breaking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes. And if it's true that all the world's a stage, what are we playing at? For centuries we've heard this stuff. When is it gonna be enough? We're hating on our differences when so much is the same. We laugh, we love, we cry, we bleed. What more do you really need to comprehend our shared humanity? What's in a name? Yeah, to thine own self be true, but who'll be true to you? Love is blind, but that don't mean we're deaf to what you're saying. You do you, and I'll do me. I'd rather leave a legacy. If music is the food of love, I'm gonna keep on playing. Two monumental things happened to me this week. Milestones, if you will. Milestone number 1 was my very last baby tooth fell out during social studies. Thank goodness Miss Krinsky had a Ziploc bag because I threw out the one my mom had put my grapes in before recess. When I got home and showed her the tooth, she cried, which was kind of awkward. Moms are weird. I never saw her cry about Dad losing his hair. It's because she wants me to stay a baby, but I'm not a baby. The tooth fairy left me $5, and I was a little regretful that I had monetized this heirloom. But on the bright side, it meant I was flush with cash and getting some candy. So, the next day after school, when my mom said she had to pick up a prescription at the drugstore, that 5 spot was burning a hole in my pocket. Do you know what happened when we got to the drugstore? I saw it. Right across the street, the Adobe Mecca that puts all other fast food chains to shame.
Hello?
That's my brain on Taco Bell. I know I shouldn't, but what the hello, you know, it's so delicious. And you don't even have to do the dishes. I know your mama says that you should eat lots of fruits and vegetables and not much meat. But if somebody wants to throw me a quesarito, I'm gonna go into my happy dance. That's my happy dance. No, I don't know what it's made of. I know that it's definitely not fresh. But let's make a run for the border. Every time I get an order, I say,
Hello?
yeah. Do your happy dance. Of all the fast foods, it's the one. I'd rather have a tortilla instead of a bun. And it's so cheap, you can get a bunch.
Yeah, I'd like a taco and a cheesy gordita crunch, a chalupa and a chicken burrito, a quesadilla, and a zesty chilito. And I need 6 crunchy tacos and 6 soft tacos. Can I get that? I'm asking for a friend. Hello?
When faced with the choice of candy or Taco Bell, for me, it's a no-brainer. The drive-through line was really long, and Mom said she didn't want to deal with it. No problem, I said. You get your prescription, and I'll meet you back here. Before she could protest, I was on my way, and this is where the second milestone comes in. For the first time in my life, I crossed the street all by myself. Now I am a man. Sorry, Mom. Lust? What is that? What is it? No way. What? You do not do that. That is crazy. I can't even think. Oh my goodness. No way. Oh, no. There's poo-poos and pee-pees and farts down there. What? Ew. Oh. Ew. I am 7 years old and I am woefully unqualified to discuss such matters, except to say gross. I can't unsee this. Ew. Next. Envy is when somebody has something and you really want it to the point that you get unhappy and you can't be happy for their happiness. It's kind of like jealousy. My friend Zoe has a dog named Cassie, and she is a great dog. She plays with us and she licks your face, and I'm jealous because I've always wanted a dog. My mom said no. Sometimes she's the knowingest mom that ever was. But I'm still happy for Zoe that she has a dog, so I don't feel envy. I think people feel envy when they know that they absolutely no way could ever in the history of ever have that thing they want. So it's really sad because it feels like a hopeless situation. Some people just want a house to live in, but they can't get that house because they don't make enough money, so they envy people who live in houses. Some people want to live in a country that's not blowing up and trying to kill them all the time, so they want to come here. Some boys want to be girls, and some girls want to be boys, and I think in all of those situations, people should just have what they want. It's not too much to ask, is it? If I'm being honest, I think I envy people who are all the way white or all the way black. Because when you are in the middle, you aren't white enough or black enough, and then you just don't feel good enough. But I can't change what I am. So it's a hopeless situation. I like to stay positive, and the hope that I do have is that someday all this wanting to be something else just won't be a thing. It won't matter to anyone what you are, just who you are. If I had my choice, I would be a firefly. They don't have a voice, but their butts light up the night sky. When the sun is slowing down, and the moon is hanging round, there's a time and in between where the magic can be seen. If I had my choice, I would be a firefly. They don't have a voice, but their butts light up the night sky. They aren't scared, never fear. They never fear, 'cause they're bringing up the rear with a light, a special glow, and they all know where to go. Fireflies are so quiet, it's almost like they're listening. If they don't know what something is, they don't bark or growl at it. They just go over and light it up. Then they can understand it. If they don't like it, they just fly away. Wouldn't it be great if we were all fireflies? Then everybody could light the way. If I had my choice, I would be a firefly. They don't have a voice, but their butts light up the night sky. Their ears are gold. They're a wonder you can hold. They don't bite, and they don't sting. It's like Christmas lights with wings. If I had my choice, I would be a firefly. They don't have a voice, but their butts light up the night sky. If I had my choice, I would be a firefly. A sloth is an animal, and a very cute animal, but sloth also means laziness. Now, I have a few thoughts about this. First of all, people have different engines. One person's laziness might be another person's normal. My teacher, Miss Krinsky, got real mad at Keyshawn for falling asleep in class. But she doesn't know that Keyshawn gets picked up at 11 o'clock at night from his grandma's house when his mom gets off work. And then they have to drive half an hour to their house, so he doesn't get a lot of sleep. He can't stay at his grandma's because her house isn't near his bus stop. And she doesn't have a car, so she can't take him to school. It's all very complicated. But Miss Krinsky just thinks it's sloth. There are people who are always moving, like my friend Stuart. He cannot stop. When we're walking somewhere, he always runs, and if we go to the movies, he's bouncing in the chair. He can't sit still for 1 second. And actually, when you're talking to him, sometimes he just spins in a circle until he falls down. That is the opposite of sloth. When my dad got laid off during COVID, at first he was like Stuart. He would not stop. He was looking everywhere for a job, and sometimes it was like he was spinning in circles. He doesn't like being on unemployment. It makes him feel some sort of way. So, when nobody had a job for him, he was laying down on the couch a lot. Sometimes sleeping, sometimes watching TV. My mom could work from home, so we were okay, but she would look at him sometimes, like Miss Krinsky looked at Keyshawn. Then he started going to a therapist, and after a while, he got his old job back. So I don't think that time on the couch was exactly sloth. I think it was depression. maybe we should consider sloth on a case-by-case basis. Personally, I like a lazy day. I really like it when responsibilities aren't looming over me and I can take some time to myself. I finally got a dog. My mom said yes. I named her Skillet, and she's the best. It's Saturday. How should we fill it? Maybe just a lazy day with my best friend Skillet. Come with me and throw a frisbee. Come with me and throw a frisbee. Maybe we could cuddle and watch cartoons or go to the beach and run up and down the dunes. We could eat 100 hot dogs and all the cheese. Skillet, you're the one for me. Come with me and throw a frisbee. Come with me and throw a frisbee. We could take a bunch of naps. We could go to the park. We could sit on the front porch. You could teach me to bark. You're so cuddly and you smell like a Dorito. A lazy day with Skillet. So neato. What? Wait a minute. This isn't a sin. Love is love, people. I think it's great to be proud of yourself or your kids or your heroes. But the pride I think they're talking about is when you think you're so great, you forget that you're part of a community. You think the whole world is about you. My grandma, I call her Mimsy, always says, be aware. And I always think I am being aware, but usually, right as she says it, I bang my head. After school, I go to Mimsy's house. Mimsy is a really fun person. She is super old. She's like 54. But she doesn't seem old because she is so much fun. She told me some wacky stuff. Like when she grew up in the olden days, they didn't have computers and cell phones. If you wanted to call somebody, you had a phone that was attached to the wall. And you couldn't see their face. You could only hear their voice. If somebody tried to call you while you were on the phone, they would have to call back. And if you went anywhere and somebody called you, they would have to leave a message on a machine. Also, if you wanted to write to somebody, you had to make an actual letter and take it to the actual post office. The craziest thing, she said, was that there were only 3 stations on her black and white TV, and you had to cross the room to change channels. I honestly don't know how she did it, but one thing I do know is I don't need screen time when I'm with her because she does know how to do no screen time. When you tell her something, she can look you right in the eyes. And if the phone rings, she just lets it ring and keeps on listening. It's like a magic trick. When I'm at her house, waiting for my dad to pick me up, the time goes so fast because she fills it with all these things to do. We go to the farmer's market or the park to feed the ducks. We make costumes and put on plays. She's a musician. So sometimes she plays the piano, and I sing. We planted gardenias and zucchinis in her garden. I help her in the kitchen, and I already know how to make scrambled eggs, grilled cheese sandwiches, and Caesar salad all by myself. She has two best friends, Sue and Pat. If they come over, we shoot some hoops or play Uno or Clue or poker for pennies. It's always really fun. She took me once to do Meals on Wheels for Thanksgiving. I really didn't want to go, but she made me. At the last house, she told me to take the meal and walk it to the door. I was so nervous. But when the guy opened the door, his whole face lit up. He was so happy to see me. Nobody was at his house for Thanksgiving, even though he has 3 kids. He was lonely. So Mimsy said she had 2 leftover meals, and we sat down with him and had dinner. He was very funny and had some crazy stories. So we had a really good time. Ever since then, Mimsy has 2 Thanksgivings, one with us and one with him. Last week, Mimsy was walking down the street and some guy on a skateboard bumped into her and she fell down. He didn't even stop to see if she was okay, but the worst part is no one stopped. She said 3 people walked by looking at their phones, and one of them stepped over her. Now, my Mimsy just got right up because she still has good bones, but what if she didn't? What if she broke something and laid there in pain and nobody cared? That was somebody's grandma. I start to spiral when I think about it. Everybody matters to somebody, and we need to take care of each other. Mimsy would say, be aware. You know what I've noticed, and it's astounding? No one is aware of their immediate surroundings. No matter what they told you, it's not all about you. Think of other people. It's the least you can do. Look people in the eye and say hello. If someone is behind you, hold the door. Put down that phone when I'm talking to you. That's the least you can do. You're driving down the highway and you need to make a lane change. You can't just barrel over there. There's a polite exchange. If you cut the person off, they're gonna be mad. Now you messed up all the energy. So sad. The stick on the left is a great invention. It lets the person in the car behind know your intention. After you move, you wave to say thank you. It's the least you can do. If someone falls down, help them to their feet. If you spit checks at a restaurant, really pay for what you eat. If someone gives you something, send a thank you card. Come on, people. Is it really that hard? Because you might find yourself in a nursing home. You're in a dirty diaper and the nurse is on the phone. She's playing best fiends while you go cold blue because we didn't teach our kids the least they could do. So, what have we learned? I think all these sins have to do with too much. Excessive arrogance, excessive stuff, excessive hunger, excessive anger, excessive desire, excessive laziness. It's all about feeling too much. They're trying to teach us moderation, people. But as I've said, I don't think feeling is wrong. It's what you do with what you feel that really matters. It's how you act in the world and with the other living things who are living with you. And yeah, You might be great, really, really great. You might be all handsome and strong and rich and smart. But that doesn't mean other people aren't those things too. You don't need to be a poo-poo head. A lot of people don't have anything, but they still feel full. A lot of people get yelled at or hurt every day for just being themselves, and they still manage to be kind to other people. And I think everyone deserves love. Last time I checked, nobody loves a poo-poo head. I really think the thing we all want and need is love. And there's plenty of that. It's the only thing we should be excessive about. I think we should consider updating the sins. We can handle the ones they gave us if we just act better. I have put together 7 Deadly Sins 2.0 and a bonus sin. These are the things I think are really bad for people, and we need to cut it out. Sin 1, hate. Stop it. It's super deadly in a million ways, and it gums up the works. Sin number 2, fear. I know some people think fear is healthy, but those are people who aren't really afraid. I think fears are really scary, especially the irrational ones, and I don't like them. Yuck. Sin number 3, apathy. Apathy is the worst. When you don't care at all, it can be really deadly. Yes, you do make a difference. Yes, you can do something. Don't give me 50 ways you can't do it. Just figure out one way you can. Sin number 4, self-loathing. Listen, you are the only one of you in this whole world. You are here to be exactly you, and no one else can do it but you. If you don't shine, there's a good chance other people might sit in the dark. Don't do that. Please, don't do that. Sin number 5, greed. I'm keeping greed on the list. There's enough for everybody if we just share. Sin number 6, closed-mindedness. Good luck with this one if you live on planet Earth. Sin number 7, condescension. If you make other people feel small, then you are a very large poo-poo head. And finally, raisins. It's not nature's candy. It's raisins.